So we're just going to record.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Morning.
Surprise. You got
Good
me.
morning.
Meg had a family emergency. I don't think it's too major, but she had to fly out. I think someone in her family that had hip surgery had fallen and doesn't really have any help. So she had to take off. So she might be listening on the way to the airport, but hopefully I can do a good job with this. We're going to go through some slides. I hope you guys can help me out and give your opinions and some feedback on what you guys have been doing in the agent attraction area to kind of get things rolling along in your world and what's worked and what hasn't worked. Some tips and tricks that you've gotten from some other people, some other videos you might have watched that have helped you and so forth. So Meg gave me this slide deck about 15 minutes ago, so bear with me and hopefully we can do this together. How's everybody doing this morning? How's it going, James?
I have faith in you, Craig. You can do it. Come on, baby.
All right, so let's jump into it. I mean, you guys have been doing some homework. Is that true? Been working together, reviewing your goals, watching some of the videos. I know she's got some of the links coming up in the next slide, best practices.
Recording in progress.
Working with partners, doing your calls. Have anybody have any success stories they can talk about over the last couple of weeks? Some calls, some wins, some losses. Okay. So, I mean, this is key, you know, doing your goals and watching your goals and reviewing them every day. I mean, twice a day is great. A lot of people like pin them to their mirror when they get up. Some people keep them in their wallet or their purse. I think it's important to rewatch the videos, stay fresh. And the more you can kind of see things happening through repetition, it's just like anything, you know, you become an expert when you do it over and over and over and over. It becomes easier and easier. I remember when I first got into this business, I mean, I cut my teeth, you know, just calling people through cold leads. And I had kind of a script that I used with people, and it got so easy for me just to rattle off what I say every time, and over time, I just started getting more and more conversions. And that's pretty much the same thing with agent attraction. You're going to have, you know, we all know when we call leads, there's people that say, don't call me, and they hang up on you, or they're rude. But when you get that one home run or that one hit right down the middle, it feels great and it keeps you going. And as they always say in agent attraction, you only need one person that can really change your life and change the whole trajectory of agent attraction and your future for your family. So I think that's really important to kind of keep things going. Here's some of the videos and some examples that Meg has. It'd be great. Take a screenshot of this if you need to, if you haven't already. These are great things to watch over and over and over to keep it fresh in your mind, keep you motivated. Each one of these people in each one of these videos has a different technique, a different approach, a slightly different message. And you're gonna, if you watch all of these, you're probably gonna, you know, feel a little bit more comfortable with one approach compared to another. Or you're gonna say, hey, I like that line that, you know, Jay Kinder says, or Brent Gove says. But I like the emotion and the delivery of a Gene Frederick. So that's a great way to kind of, you know, come up with your own comfort, your own presentation, your own delivery, so to speak. And consistency is key. So consistency, watching these, consistency in your calls, in your follow-ups. We're going to go over lots of things in this slide deck, but who are you attracting? you want to lean on successful people, because successful people attract other successful people. They hang out with successful people, and it makes you more successful as well. So it's important to kind of figure out who you want to attract. And in this slide, she goes and talks more about, new agents compared to mid-level or experienced agents. And this is a really, really important slide. A new agent is really time intensive, of course. They're usually not connected as much with other agents in the industry yet. And it's harder for them. It's harder for them to, to kind of catch on to things. As we know, EXP offers so many amazing things as far as the education and the systems, and it can be a little bit overwhelming to people. So if you're a brand new agent, you're trying to learn the business, and then you've got to take on a lot of other things and adapt to the business. Unless you have a great mentor, that's a little bit more challenging. So it can take months and months to produce and become an FLQA. And that's what she's talking about with the new agents. Compared to a mid-level or experienced producing agent, it's less time intensive. They're more independent. The only thing they're really adjusting to is the EXP systems and parts of that business. So they don't have to have all of that secondary support to learn the business itself. So they become an FLQA much quicker and they qualify. They're also more connected with their peers, so they're more influential. And that's a big part of things. If you can get someone in the industry that has, is other people respect, and they finally wrap their arms around this company and they see all of the great benefits that it offers, and they make that move, the phone starts ringing. They're like, what? They went there? Why would they do that? Or how did they do that? What? I'm curious. So even if the other agents around them don't know that person, they respect that person. So whereas they might have never looked at this company before, because that producer or that influential person made that move, it turns a lot of heads, and it makes a lot of people start to kind of say, hey, maybe I should check that out. So that's a really important thing to remember when you're talking to agents long-term as well. A lot of agents are very, very long play. It's very uncomfortable for them to make a move. But when someone influential or someone that they respect makes that move, it really gets them thinking in a different mindset. Well, maybe I should look at that also. And if you didn't stay in touch with that person who was impressed by that other person going, you might miss that boat, because they might wind up reaching out to that influential person instead of reaching back out to you because you didn't do a good enough job at that follow-up. And the follow-up doesn't have to be, all EXP all the time. It's more about them. It's about building a relationship, and, how are things going? The more you know about them, the easier it gets, because you can start to talk about their family, their business, or whatever is going on. And then they know you're connected to EXP. So when that time comes, they might make that call to you instead of that person, that influencer that moved. Anybody has any feedback, just kind of chime in, raise your hand, talk over me. That's fine.
Craig, Mary, can you
Going.
All right. No. I'll come back to you. I don't know why we're echoing.
Okay. Strategic planning. So she's talking more about teams and companies making the move to EXP, and why that is usually a little bit easier once they make that move, because it's instantaneous. Like when we moved our team to EXP ourselves, we had about 8 or 9 agents on our team, and we instantly had people on our team that were on our level 1s, and then there were people on our team that brought other people to our team, and they were our level 2, so they went under the people that brought them to the team. So without us even really knowing much about rev share at that time, Shelly and I just started getting revenue share. And we were like, wow, this is money we never had before. So what we did is we started investing that revenue share back into our team and doing a lot of the things that we always wanted to do to try and grow our team. But we were kind of really scared because we all know, we've got to put money in our pocket for our families. We got to put a little bit money back into the business, obviously, to keep the business running. And then we also have to pay Uncle Sam. So a lot of times we're really scared to kind of put that extra money out there to do things that we know that would really take our business to the next level. But now we had this ancillary money that we never had before. So we started investing in, positions and things that really helped our company grow. In the first year we were at EXP, we went from 42 million in production to 78 million in production. And a big part of that is investing back into our business and really, multiplying the opportunity for our team. So that's what really is an eye-opening thing when teams or companies move their entire business to EXP rather than just a single agent. They're immediately getting revenue share from the people that are on their team that allows them to help that team more and give more benefits to their team members. So that's a big thing when you're talking to a company or a team to remember. So whales, top producers and teams, time spent versus time return. Obviously, we know we need to schedule things. We need to be consistent. It's just a matter of getting that hit. You've got to have a lot of pots boiling, as I say. If you've got lots of pots boiling, you're going to have a better opportunity of making something big happen. A lot of people make the mistake of just focusing on that one thing and that one person. They put all their eggs in that basket and they spend all this time on that one agent or that one team. And, they say, hey, you know what, 7 months into it, I decided I'm not going to come. I'm not going to do it right now. And they get really deflated. But you got to have multiple pots boiling and multiple relationships going. So this is more about the, the scarcity mind, being scared, to make that call. These people put their pants on the same way you do. And, a lot of us are scared to make that call. I'll go to the next slide. I can't attract whales because. So AJ Maida is our sponsor. Shelly and I are sponsored by AJ. Now, AJ, this is a really interesting story. We were at KW before EXP, and we went to a real estate school, and we talked to the real estate school, and we were looking for some agents, to bring to KW, because they tell you to go to the real estate schools, and we did that. And AJ was in the class, and he wasn't even licensed yet. And we're like, that kid's got something, he's seems like he's going to be a pretty good agent. So we invited him to come back, and he decided to join KW. And he was at KW for, I don't know, maybe a year and a half. And he did well. He built a small team, started producing, and then he left. He left KW, and we kind of knew he moved to the building across the parking lot. And we kind of kept in touch, and he was doing good. And one day I was coming back from lunch, and AJ was heading into his office, and he's like, hey, what's up? So we started talking in the parking lot, and he's like, I want you to check out. He's like, if you and Shelly ever think of leaving KW, you should check out this company. And we were already leaving. We were going to start a boutique, because we're not using any of KW's systems or anything they offered. And the point is, he could have easily said, you know what, I just don't feel like talking to him today, or I'm afraid to ask him. And that would have changed a lot of people's lives on this call. A lot of us may not have been here, and the point of that is just make that call and just do it. And the worst thing that could happen is they're not interested right now. But it starts that relationship. It breaks the ice so that when you see them again, it's not as hard. You can be like, hey, what's going on? How's business? How's this? And they're going to say, how's EXP? Because that's what I would have said to AJ if that didn't go the way it did. And we're like, hey, we're going to stay where we are. The next time I saw him, I would have asked him, how's that company you're with? How's things going? And it would have given him an opportunity to tell me more, or build the relationship deeper, at least, so that I would keep asking more. But that's an important message. Just make that call, bump into that person. There's so many people that we called and they're thankful for us calling. They're like, if you didn't make that call, my whole career, my whole life would have been totally different. So it's an impactful thing to make those calls and make those connections. And I'm sure there's many people on this call that have similar stories about how they were approached. I mean, that's always a great thing to go back and think of how you were approached, and think of how that person did it, and think of the process. Was it immediate? You were like, in most cases, you weren't like, yeah, I'll do it. You were like, all right, what is it? Or I'm not interested, or maybe I'll do my own research. And maybe someone else moved that was an influencer, and it made you come back to that person. So everybody on this call has a story about how they got here, and they're all very impactful. Attracting whales. So, show your success and EXP success. I mean, obviously we do lots of different classes and Zooms, and we do in-person things. I know we do a lot of kind of cultural things and social things. I know South Carolina, you guys do a lot of that. Maryland does a lot of that. And around here in Charlotte, we do a lot of that as well. Just, taking pictures of like your relationships and having fun together, and, learning together and supporting each other is a big part of it. So, let people know all the great things that we're doing together, because strength in numbers is super powerful. And then, of course, the success of EXP. They have tons of things that they put out on Workplace and on social media that you can share, you can copy, you can put your own twist on them. These are great things to put out over and over, so that people at other companies see all the great things that we have and all the great milestones that this company is reaching over and over, because a lot of times they don't have that. And if they see that enough, it's impressive to them, and it helps influence the decisions they're going to make at the right times. All right. Pain points. So pain points, everybody has a pain point. Really important part of agent attraction is to listen. Be a very good listener. Ask about them. I mean, a lot of the things that we can say to them as far as what the company offers, and if you start diving into stock and you start diving into revenue share, they just go glazed in the eyes, because they don't know what that is, and they've never done that before. They've never had that in their business. So talk more about them, learn about their business, learn about their pain points, connect with them on a personal level, and learn about them and their business. And there's definitely, there's nothing in this company that can't be solved. All the different things that we have on an individual level, lack of support, a lot of individual agents. I remember when I was at my former company and I was starting, they were like, all right, here's our classes. There was like 2 classes a week, and they just basically threw me to the wolves. And the first house I ever showed, true story, the buyer was like, this is it. We want to buy this house. And I was like, half of me was like, fantastic. The other half was like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what I'm doing. So, I mean, I was in a panic going back to the office trying to get someone to help me. That would never happen at this company because of all of the things that in support, levels of support through impact, through your sponsor, through workplace, through your mentor, through your BIC. There's several levels of support that we have, as well as, of course, all the classes, the state classes, Fast Start, all the different things that we offer. It prepares the agents. So they need to streamline their system. So they're not hanging out with influencers, and those influencers have no interest in really helping them because they're not together. They're not in an impact. They're not a shareholder. It's a different mindset at this company. So they're not going to collaborate with their competition. And that, that's how it kind of was at our other firm. It was like the other people were in the cubicle next to us. And sometimes we would share some things. I see Nancy on here. When we were next to Nancy, we shared, but it was a different mindset. It was a different feel. And now everybody just wants to feed into each other. A lot of teams deal with these pain points. They're training these agents up. They're making them great. They're giving them their personal deals. And then those agents are becoming successful agents. And then they leave their team. And they're like, we spent all this time, energy, and money on this agent. And now they're going to spread their wings, which you can't blame them. But we lost that agent on our team. And that's not a good feeling. But at EXP, they are still in your organization, and you can help them grow their own team. And everybody benefits from that. So here are some other things, of course: retention, team lead responsibilities, paying more for office space, their overhead increases more and more. And then, of course, independent brokerages. There's a lot of things that are very similar from a team standpoint, but even worse, keeping up with national brands, training, lead generation. So like every time you grow as an independent brokerage, it costs you more money to operate. Your overhead just goes up and up and up. You've got to have more support staff. You've got to buy, more tools. All of those things get very, very difficult on an independent brokerage. But these are not things that you need to know like the back of your hand. These are just things that you need to be aware of, so that when you have a third party conversation with someone, you're gonna build that relationship, and then you're gonna say, I think it would be great if you spoke to Shelly Johnson. You would really connect with her. She's got a similar path to business. I think you should meet her. Shelly will do all the heavy lifting. That third party validation will do all the heavy lifting. So you shouldn't be going into great detail. You should just be building the relationship. Like I said, this company has a solution for just about every pain point in the industry. And it's true. I mean, anything that you can come up with, EXP's pretty much got a solution for it. It's just a matter of getting the person that you're talking to be open-minded. And that comes with a relationship that you're building. Of course, we have impact, and the organizations throughout EXP are a huge part of that collaboration and growing together as a community. A lot of people want to be a part of something. They feel like they're on an island at their firm. They're in an independent cubicle. There's not really a lot of sharing going on. The only sharing that really goes on is when they go to their national event twice a year. They get all excited, and then they come back in their cubicle and they do the same thing again. We've all done that in the past. But having a group like Impact of over 3,500 agents now, and then having the entire company that is willing to give back to us is a huge, huge part of what EXP's culture is. So talk about who we are as an organization as well. The culture, as you guys know, we do a lot of great things together. We have fun together. We grow together. Our families know each other. We travel together. That's a a really cool part about what this company's created for us. And then all the events we do. I mean, all of these things that I'm showing you, these are the things that you want to show other people, you know, on your feed and your online and your social, you know, show that you're learning, show that you're creating relationships, show that you're going to events, show that you have fun together. A lot of people don't have that where they are. And then of course, all of the amazing events that EXP offers and Brent and Gene offer, these are priceless, and other companies don't have events that are thrown by agents. That's just unheard of, especially the size of these. Build 2023 is coming up. Get your invites in, pay for rooms, pay for flights, you know, whatever you can afford. Just try and get people there, get them on a call with someone else to get them excited, and just have them know what it's like to be part of this company. I think it's pretty shocking when people go to these events. It's nothing like what they thought it would be. It's like they're blown away about how people share with each other, how nice they are, the relationships that are made, and how each of us help, you know, build each other's businesses. And then, you know, let the events do the heavy lifting. Like I said, if you can get them to the event, that's the easy part. And the hard part is done by the event and you introducing them to different people at the event. And that's all the heavy lifting. So like, you know, like she says at the bottom here, pay for the room, pay for an event ticket, whatever you can handle. Get them on a three-way call with someone prior to get them excited about going to the event. You guys have any feedback? Any stories? I know Gene's coming on. There he is. There's Gino.
Hey, big guy.
How's it going?
Good. Good.
Thank you for coming on.
Woo.
So I'm gonna
My pleasure.
I'm gonna unshare here. Stop share. Speaker. All right, so everybody, we are super excited to have Gene Frederick on the call today. Gene is super influential in the industry. He's been super influential in the success of eXp Realty alone. We're just proud to have him. I'm not going to talk too much. He's going to give some words of wisdom about mindset, opportunity. Take it away, Gene.
Hey, well, thank you, Craig. I appreciate it. I see a lot of people on the call that I know. Good to see you guys. You know what I'd like to do for you guys today, if anything, kind of give you a feeling of what's going on there nationally on the real estate market, and then also how you can take advantage of it with Attraction and production too. Just, you know, oh gosh, I see so many people I know. It's kind of cool. And then I want you guys to ask me questions. I'd rather have this an open book for you guys. What's bothering you? What's bothering you on Attraction? What do you need help with? Because to me, if I sit here and talk for a few minutes, you'll get really bored. And you'll be like my wife. You'll probably just go to Costco and say, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'll talk to you later. Biggest thing to think of right now is this is a once in a lifetime to me. 2023, 2024, and 2025 will be once since, well, I say once in a lifetime. I guess most of you guys have not been in the business. You probably got in the business before 2012. I mean, is anybody before 2012? A few of you. Good. But the ones after 2012 did not experience 2006 to 2012, which was the last downturn we had. During that, just so you know, everybody lost real estate agents. Everybody lost real estate agents. I'm talking, I can show you the numbers from Century 21, Coldwell Banker, Remax. The only company to stay level during that time was who? Guess who? Keller Williams. Now, they did not go up. They stayed level. They actually went down by a couple thousand agents. What I'm telling you though is right now, when we have this downturn, agents do not blame themselves when there's a downturn. Guess who they blame? Right? Themselves. They blame the company. You know, I must be at the wrong company. They're not giving me enough leads. Something's wrong. Now it's time to look at other things. There's two people I want you to call in the next, guys. It's going to happen. It's happening to me right now. The brokers are hurting. Independent brokers, small brokers, big brokers, doesn't matter who. They are hurting because we're going to lose about 2 million units in 2 years, from 6.1 million to about 4.1 million. Already know my national numbers. When this happened in 06, 07, 08, just so you know, everybody lost agents. Everybody lost agents. Units were down. So the brokers, I feel for them. I've already saw the numbers for Keller Williams. The first 4 months of the year through April, their owner's profit, this is owner's profit, is down 55%. Oh, it made my heart just go crap. Okay, if Keller Williams is down 55%, what's RE/MAX doing? What's Coldwell Banker doing? What's the other ones? Because Keller Williams has more agents per office than any other franchise. What are the independents thinking? Okay, I'm telling you guys, the brokers are hurting. Call them, take them to breakfast, take them to lunch. Go, just say, hey, I'm here for you. I'm not trying to hear and talk to you in the BXB. I care about you. What's going on? Because I'm telling you, they cannot tell their agents they're hurting. I've been there. I've owned them. The agents, I'm going to be frank with you today. An agent that sold one home, and it sold one home in the last 5 years, is going to get out of the business. They're going to go back and become a firefighter. They're going to go back and become a nurse, because there won't be enough units for them. The ones that will survive during this market are you guys. You're on this call. You're going, man, I'm surviving. I'm here. I'm going to be here 5 years from now. I'm attacking this market on sales. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to go get another farm area, right? I'd go get another farm area during this, because guess what? Most of the people will not farm homes because they won't spend the money to do it. So saying that, concentrate on the agents that are productive, 5 to 10 units a month to 10 to 20, because they won't go away. If we can help them, they can come into our fold. We can show them, you can show them how you're using KV Core. You can show them how you're using other things. Whatever you're doing to stay in this market, you can help them. Production first, revenue share second, just so you know. If they can't produce homes, they leave. I had this conversation in Orlando with a lot of our staff. They were saying, man, we got to make sure we keep everybody at EXP. I said, guys, I got news for you. Have you ever been through a bad market? And they looked at me. I go, this is my fourth. I had one in the 80s that was worse than 2006 to 2012. The one in the 80s in Texas was terrible. We can't stop it if there's not enough units to sell. The agent that only sells one home every 6 months or one every 12 months is going to go back and get a job. Or they're going to put their home. By the way, you could contact some of the agents in your RevShare team and say, look, if you're not going to sell, let's get you into our referral network. Don't sell for a year. I've had a couple of those, by the way. I would call my people and go, look, don't go away. Don't let your license expire. Just go to our referral network. Don't pay. I'm being blunt with you today, isn't it? It's funny. Nobody's talking to you like, are they? They're probably giving you a lot of fluff. I'm a realistic in a down market. By the way, it's the best market you'll ever be in. Just so you know, I've been waiting for a down market. I started this thing in 2015 with Glenn and Jason. And I said, I hope it's 17. And it was supposed to be 17. No. 18. No. 19. No. Well, 20, COVID, we lost 20 million jobs. That had to be a down market. No, blew that one. 21. No. 22. It happened. When did it happen? Everybody know the month? You felt it, didn't you? Whenever it happens in your market, it's like a boom. All of a sudden, where's my buyers? Where'd they go? Nobody's putting their home on the market. Why? Well, you go from 3.5% to 7% interest. Guess what happens? Right? So I'm excited. Here's what I want you to bring to the table when you talk to people. Bring excitement. Bring the fact that you know the market. Bring your stats from your market. You don't have to go national. I go national because guess what? I love national. I think you should know the national stats, and I think you should know your local stats. I mean, you look at them every single week. You know them. You could repeat them back to me. Gene, our market's starting to pick up a little bit. Our market's still going down. If you don't know those, you can't get a listing. If you don't know those, you can't, give the scripts to a buyer to buy now. Okay. The reason I want the national ones is, I don't know why, but it's been a national market. 06 to 012 was a national downturn. Most of them are local, but it was a national downturn. If they can't sell their home in California, even though everybody's leaving California and New York and Chicago to move other places, they can't move to your town. If they can't sell theirs there, guess what? They're not moving to you. Okay. So even though you're in a good market, you go, yeah, mine's good, Gene. You don't understand, man. It's going good here. We need it to be good all over. Okay. Biggest thing on recruiting, you guys know what I'm going to say because me and Brent Gove say it every single time. The events do the heavy lifting. Don't even, I'm telling you, if you want to explode, which you should, during this time, you could call agents and go, guys, I'm inviting you to San Antonio. If you guys don't know this, our July 10th through 12th, Build 23, if you bring not an EXP agent, of course, but if you bring somebody that you're trying to recruit, half off every single level. So you could do, if you get a big kahuna, you could go look at that $9.99, the biggest one, it's half off. You could pay for them. Say, no, they're thinking you're paying $9.99 and you're paying $500. Bring somebody in the $3.99 thing. You're paying $200. Okay. So there's no reason not to bring guests, right? The first event I did, I brought 34 people and 28 signed up. I don't know. Want to change your life? Bring them to events and let them go too. I bring them to events. I don't huddle around them. I bring them to events and say, man, I want you to meet as many people as you can. You're going to be excited. Just go meet people because the people that go to Build are a little excited. I just came from Orlando. That was a great event. I mean, everybody I met there had a lot of interviews. Nobody went, oh, this is a dull crowd. Except when Kathy, wouldn't eat breakfast with me. Or Steven, brushed me off. No, I'm just saying that. So that's what my thing is today. This is a once in a lifetime. This is what I've been waiting for. You go, wait, Gene, haven't you been doing pretty good at recruiting? I go, yeah, but man, during these times, the brokers talk to me. During these times, the top agents talk to me because they actually have time to go have coffee. They just do. I would take the top of my list in my market and go down. I wouldn't start at the bottom and go up. Start at the top, go down. Hey, I'd love to have coffee with you. Just chat about the market. Are you kidding? See what you're doing. Not, hey, can I tell you about EXP? Right? Go talk real estate with them. You're going to be surprised. I guarantee you, if you go have coffee with somebody, at some point they're going to go, how do you like it at EXP? You go, I love it. How do you like it at Century 21? How do you like it at Tate or Long and Foster, or wherever you're at? You just go, how do you like it? How's it going? We're the only real estate company in the nation at this point, I'm telling you, that's anywhere close to our size, over 20,000 agents is growing. We've gone from 86,000 agents to 88,000 in 4.5 months. Everybody goes, well, that's not very much. I go, it's huge. It is humongous. Keller Williams has lost 4,000 agents in 4 months, got their numbers. And Keller Williams supposedly is one of the best franchises. So what's everybody else do? I don't need to get their numbers. I've been there, done it, ate the dessert. That must be a Southern saying. I don't know. I just made that up. I like when I make up stuff. Good to see some of you guys' faces. Hey, James, how are you, man? It's good to see you guys. Hey, Jane. Yeah, it's cool. So what do you guys want to know? What's bugging you? What's, other than guys, they're going to be attracted to enthusiasm. They're going to be attracted to why are you excited at EXP and everybody else is down? Everybody I talk to at the MLS meetings is like, oh, right? And you're fired up and you're going, yeah, I'm starting a new farm area. Just so you know, I've always wanted to go up. I see a hand up, Kathy.
Hey, buddy. So,
Hey,
how are you?
good.
So I went to Hawaii, I went to Cabo, and couldn't go to shareholders because I was in Italy. And I am I'm posting this all over my Facebook. And my theme is that I have the freedom and the funds to do these kinds of things. So that's kind of a theme that I'm going on. And I think it's like you said, I had one broker blow me up and said, stop texting me and inviting me to come listen to different things that you've got, Kathy. He goes, he's with Realty One, and he was just he's livid. It just livid with, I think, the market, and that's just talking because he had 125 agents. He's saying he's doing great because he's got to say that, right? So some of them are just pissed off. So I just thought, hey, I just honored him. I said, hey, buddy, no issues here on my part. You do you, I'll do me. I wish you the very best, because I'm not looking to make an enemy there. And I'm really hoping that I can just keep reaching out to other brokers. And I like the idea of just having coffee and see if I can't go from that perspective.
Yeah. Even if he stays level at 125 agents, his units are down 30 to 40%.
I'm sure of it.
Right? Now, I don't know, maybe in that market, but I guarantee you across the nation, it's down. We went from 6.1 million units in 21 to 5.2 million units in 2022. Okay. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Okay. This year, NAR can't predict it. They're really bad at predicting. But I'm expecting it to go from 5.2 to low fours, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4. Whatever it is, that means we've lost almost 2 million units in 2 years. So everybody was fat and happy in 21. 21, you didn't even need any scripts to sell homes. In 21, you just needed to run. Oh my God, I don't even have time. And by the way, these are my agents. I talk to agents all over the nation. They're all the same. Didn't matter what market. 21 was, oh geez. First part of 22, oh geez. And then April hit and oh yeah. And now I'm talking to agents that would not talk to me a year ago. Okay, so what you need to do is go, brother, let's go talk market. Let's go talk what's going on. Come from the production level rather than, I can't wait to recruit you and talk about stock and rev share. Right? Because we know if they don't sell homes, I've always gone from production first with people for the 8 years I've been here. Just so you know, I could never recruit an agent 8 years ago to a company with 400 agents if I didn't tell them they could sell as many homes here as they can at Coldwell Banker. They just won't come. They just won't come. So then when they come and you, why are you guys different? You go, you know what? I think we're Amazon. You go, what do you mean? I go, I don't know about you, but I just read a report. The top 15 retailers about ready to go out of business. Nordstrom's. I mean, I'm talking really good. They're going. It's gone. Well, guess why? Because Amazon, we buy 56% of what we want from Amazon right now. I got boxes out my front door as I'm talking to you. Right? They're delivering all the time. Well, guess what, guys? Okay, that was a revolution. We're the first ones, guys. I am not hard. I had a party with 100 people here yesterday from my neighborhood. And Susan and I like to throw the parties. And I'm just telling you, why is EXP? Everybody I met at the party, they're from EXP. What's going on here? I said, oh my God, are you kidding? We're the Amazon of real estate. And they go, what do you mean? I said, we're the first one to go with no bricks and mortar. I mean, I mean, we cut out all the expenses of a brokerage. We're killing it. And they go, really? And I go, yeah, if you ever want to sit down, I'll sit down with you and go over how it's working. You've got to have that elevator speech where you go, boom, shakalaka. See, I know my numbers. 3 years ago, actually 4 years ago, we were at 15,000 agents. If you want to go 5 years ago, we were at 6,500 agents. Are you kidding? 5 years ago, we had 6,500 agents. Now we're at 88. That's explosion time. That's what Amazon did. All of a sudden, we're ordering everything on Amazon. All of a sudden, it felt comfortable to work, right? What COVID did for all of us is do what? Nobody's asking you where the doggone real estate office is anymore, right? They just don't, right? 40% of San Francisco's downtown commercial is vacant. Just so you know, I just throw out a couple stats like that and I go, real estate offices are not, we proved that they weren't needed during COVID. I have a couple managers from Keller Williams that say they're never, these are the managers, these are the team leaders. They told me they're never going back into the office. They said, I've been managing for 2 years outside the office. Why should I go back into a box every day? These are the managers. Okay. It's going to be hard to tell them we got to come back in and eat the Krispy Kreme donuts. Right. Although I would come back in the office for Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm just saying that. I'm just telling you, I love those things. That's what I used to bring to the office when I was a team leader for Keller Williams. Every Thursday was Krispy Kreme donuts. Right? Everybody could look forward to Thursday. Come in the office on Thursday because the stupid team leader is going to buy 2,000 Krispy Kreme donuts. Come early and get a warm one. So what do you guys?
Gabby's got
Yeah,
a
come on.
question for you.
Come on. What do we got here?
Hey, Gene.
Yeah.
Gene, I was talking to a smaller brokerage last week, and what I found was not what I expected. I expected to have we did great, and we all did great in 20, 21, 22. What I got was the sound of fear in his voice, almost right away, which surprised me. And I think that's what we're all going to run into, especially with the independent brokers, or really all the brokers. I mean, this guy is, he's running a really good brokerage, but he said quite bluntly, he said, this is May, I haven't made $1 yet.
Well, if Keller Williams, by the way, Keller Williams to me is the best run franchise. Why? They average over 200 agents per office out of 820. Okay, 200. You know what Century 21 averages? 17. You know what Remax averages? 14. You know what Coldwell Banker averages? Like in the 30s. So you could imagine running a restaurant and only having 17 people come to eat every day. At least Keller Williams has a number of agents. Now, saying that, they're down 55%. Oh, when I told this news Brent Gove had meetings in his suite, and there was about 100, 150 people every time. And I read the stats. I had just gotten them. And I said, I feel for my KW buddies. I own 6 Keller Williams offices. I don't want them to fail. There is nothing in my heart that says I want you to, I want them to succeed. When I realized that 50, 60% of them have not made any money so far this year, none as an owner. I mean, it's going to cause, guess what it's going to cause? Stress in their lives. There's going to be heart attacks. There's going to be sleepless nights. I've been there. There's going to be divorces. There's going to be, I already predict it because I've been there. So I, by the way, when I was telling these stats, Stephen, in the room, there was a small broker in the back of the room. Again, bring the recruits to the event. There was a small broker in the back of the room. You know what he told the guy that brought him? I'm doing much worse than that. Okay, right? They don't want to admit it, but it's time to go. I want to help you. I want to help you and your agents. I have no problem. We don't need a mission statement at EXP. We're here to help real estate agents and real estate brokers, period. I'm on a mission. I want to help them make it through this downturn. If they don't come with us, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I already know it. I don't know how long it's going to last. You know, the interest rates might come down. I've already read some articles that they think the interest rate's going to come down a little bit. Okay, cool. Doesn't mean everybody's going to sell their home right away that has a 3% mortgage. By the way, on a few of my mortgages, guess what I have? You know what I did a few years ago? You're going to laugh at me. I took 5-year arms out at under 2%. I have a couple mortgages under 2%, like 1.7. Now, when they're up, I'll deal with it then, right? But my gosh, I ain't going to sell it and go take out a 7% mortgage. Right? It's just real life. We're the experts. For all you guys that haven't lived through a market like this, it is the best market you can be because you're the expert. People need you. They need you to tell them real live. Go on that listing and say, I'm going to be real with you. There might be realtors in here that want to take your home on the market for $700,000, but here's the stats. Here's what's happened the last 6 months. I am just telling you, if somebody tells you that, run from that realtor because I'm going to give you the real facts. You guys know the script I used in the 80s that you can use today? I go on listings and I tell them this. You want to be the firstborn, the second spouse, and the third realtor. And they go, why? I said, the firstborn gets all the attention. They're going to be the president of the United States. The second spouse, enough said. They'd laugh. I said, I want to be the third realtor. Because I'm telling you, the first 2 realtors, you're going to go through 2 realtors telling you the market's the same as it was 6 months ago, a year ago. And then I want to be the third realtor because I'm going to be real with you today. So why don't I just be the third realtor today? Great script, isn't it? It's a Geno special. I sold 110 to 120 homes a year, 3 years in a row in 1987, 88, 89. The worst market in Texas history. There wasn't $1 million home sold in Dallas for 3 years. In Dallas, the whole city. It was a depression. And people go, how'd you sell homes? I don't know. I made up good scripts. I went out and met as many doggone people. I had more appointments. By the way, I had a why. I didn't want to go back to being an accountant. Right? You can have this with your agents. Do you want to go back and be a fireman? Do you want to go back and be a nurse? Do you want to go back and do what you did that you didn't like for 10 years? And they go, no. And I said, well, come over to EXP and I'll help you. I am going to help you. I'm going to get you into training. Rob Daniels just came over. If you don't know Rob, I'll send you some stuff on him. Rob Daniels was the #1 bold coach the last 5 years at Keller Williams. He just came over a week ago. He teaches those agents how to go from 5 sales a year to 10 to 15. He is phenomenal. He just came over. He is fired up. He says, Gene, get them into my class. I will help them sell home. That's what we do. Rob Daniels, I'll send you his training program. Sign your people up for it. It's cheap. It's nothing. But they got to get the training. And we got to have the training for them, right? You notice I have hardly talked about revenue share and stock today. You know why? I know what agents are looking for right now. I'm just telling you, I know what they're looking for right now. They're looking for leads. Guess who wrote 101 Ways to Lead Generate in real estate? I did. I've been teaching it for 15 years. I've started to teach it now again because I know I could fill a class. Fill a class. Teach that class in your market. 101 Ways to Lead Generate in this market. Boom. Go get my book and teach it. You know why? They'll come for that because they want leads. I'm talking way too much. I am talking way too much. I can tell right now. You guys must be, although I do have a good radio voice.
I know that agents are hungry to learn right now because they're struggling, just like you said.
Yep.
Even here in Charlotte, where I think the market is holding to a degree. It's so lean on listings, which is what I've always preferred to do, our listings. But I love that being the third agent. I used to use that pitch all the time because I saw it. Those are the ones that actually got the deal done too, because the sellers wouldn't listen to the agents in the beginning because they still believed that they could get the better price, or they still believed that they could do less and not do it. But one of the things I'm known for is I asked their permission. I said, I'm going to talk blunt. Can you take it? Because I'm here to sell
Right.
your house and get you the best that we can to get done. But I'm going to tell you like it is. And that helped me a lot too, to be just politely frank, basically, and let's get this done.
Yeah, beautiful. You don't have to be goofy like me. I like to tell jokes. I like to be funny on my listings. It's just me. So when I said the firstborn, second, I make up stuff just because I feel like I should have been on Saturday Night Live at one point. Mainly because that's just me, right? So I'm me. You could just start off, hey, look, I'd like to be the third realtor that you choose. You could start off with that. You don't have to do 1 and 2 like Goofy Gene, but that's me. So be yourselves on listings. Don't try to be someone else. But the scripts do work. The whole intent works, right? You can show them the market and show that it's kind of peaked, and it's coming down a little bit. And you go, look at. People go, look at this. I don't want you to sell it down here. You got to put yours on the market here, because if you don't sell it now, you're going. You don't want to sell it here. So let's be real about the price. Those are really, have visuals for people. Have visuals. Who's up next? Who's on here that wants something good? I like all the people that I can't see. They look like little white people with heads or something. Hey, James.
Hey, Jeans, good to see you, brother. So
Same
I have
here.
a couple of friends. I was at the Buffini event last month, and we actually had to sit down and we were chatting. But their comment back to me was, "Hey, this all sounds great stuff, but I'm super loyal to my broker. They're like family to me and stuff." What have you found in kind of those situations? Are any words of wisdom there?
I just think I always tell stories. What you want to do is find someone in your market, James, or you can use me. Anybody. I'm as loyal as can be. I was only with Keller Williams 21 years. Okay. But you can be, and the script is, however you want to say it, James, I think I'm glad you're loyal to your company, but I think it's time to be loyal to your family. You say your company is your family, but I'm talking your real family. And that's what I always said. I said, now, why don't we just separate the two? I could have easily stayed. Somebody told me the other day, he says, how did you sell? I mean, we were set. I was retired. He said, how did you talk to Susan? This was at the party yesterday. How did you get Susan to go with this? Because we were making about $60,000 a month in residual, $60,000 a month in 6 offices, a region, and profit share. So I'm making $60,000 a month, the most I've ever thought I could retire on. Most of my debt's paid off. He said, what did you say? I said, Susan, I'm the same age that Colonel Sanders was when he started Kentucky Fried Chicken. And he lived for another 30 years. And I think you and I are going to live for another 30 years. Let's go do this. Okay. And if Susan doesn't want to do it, I don't do it. But realistically, guys, I'm going to give you a word you should never say in your life. And it's something to do with that. I'm loyal. If you ever say to your spouse, I hope we maintain the same amount of income. The maintain word is so destructive. Oh, we just made $300,000 last year. I hope I can maintain that in 2023. Oh, the minute you use the M word for maintain, you're done in the business world. Okay? That's the same thing as saying, I'm loyal. I'm loyal. I hope I maintain that loyalty. What you want to say is the other M word, momentum. I'm in momentum. Man, I made $300,000 last year. I can't wait to make 400 next year. I can't wait to make 500 next year. In fact, my goal is to make $1 million a year, because that's where I'm going, right? You want to set huge goals. I don't care when you get there, right? So I found myself, James, even though I was making 50 to 70,000 a month, I look back on my old numbers, I was trying to maintain. What was I building then? Nothing. Okay. So I come over here. I sold everything. By the way, you don't get a lot of money when you sell real estate companies, just so you know. So it's not like I became a millionaire. I had to pay taxes on all that. They take 40% of it. And then you sit there and you go, okay, if this doesn't work in a couple of years, mama is not going to be happy. And guess what? That's motivation enough for Gino. That's motivational. I don't know what motivates you guys, but I want to provide for my family. I want to provide for Susan. I want to provide for my 5 kids and my 9 grandkids. I mean, me as a male, that is ingrained in me. I am going to do that to the best of my ability. Did I know it was going to be this good? No, but after a couple of years, yes. In the beginning, I didn't, but a couple of years in, I knew I'd get Craig LePage someday. I knew I'd get Shelly Johnson. I knew at some point they would see it. Guess what? Brent Gove, I invited him to a convention. Rob Flick, I invited them to a convention. Scott and Tracy Lewis invited them to a convention. It works. Get over it. Take out a loan and bring people to build. I'm serious. If I wanted to build my RevShare team right now, I'd go, okay, honey, we got to bring people. I got to bring 20 people to that event. And I'm going to be there. You've got to be there, because if you're not there, it doesn't work. They're going to follow you as a leader. So that's my word to you guys is just bring them to events. Bring them to events. Let us do the heavy lifting. San Antonio, that I've been to that resort. It's all inclusive. It's cool. The kids, bring the kids. Let them play in that doggone swimming pool thing, lazy river. I don't know why they call it a lazy river, because it ain't lazy. It just keeps going around in circles. What else do you got? Come on. Oh, excuse me, guys. Got a little itch.
Hey, Gene, I'm Annie here from Austin, Texas. Hey,
Hey, Amani. Hey,
how are you? So
good.
I have come across a brokerage, and the biggest concern is they're not technology savvy. How do I get across that?
What do you mean by that? What do you
They're
mean by
afraid.
not
They're afraid of technology. They still fax and print.
Oh, God bless them. You know what? You might want to show up one day with a buggy whip. And they go, what's that? You go, you're going to need the buggy whip because you're still riding horses.
And they're KW, by the way. So I love them to death, but they just got to wake up.
Well, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Cars are out. Here's a buggy whip. Keep whipping that buggy. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I could do with them.
I know.
I really believe within 10 years, every real estate company will be doing some form of virtual.
Of course.
They all might not be in Verbella like us, but they might just shut everything down. That's what Glenn did in 2009. He says, 2009 was a big thing to him because he was in 3 states. He just said, guys, I'm shutting down all the offices. Woo. They go, what are we going to do? He goes, I don't know. Call me. He didn't have anything set up back then. He had they set up a little something. They were really funky, but it wasn't the technology part of Glenn. It was the economic part of Glenn that forced him to go virtual. And it's going to be the economic thing that forces every retailer to go out of business eventually. I see it on the wall. How many malls have you guys gone into? They're just vacant now. How many strip centers do you go and there's just vacant space? It's just, if they can sell their stuff, if I can buy this shirt online, I'm buying it online. If you guys want to buy me a shirt today, go ahead. I'm okay with that. I'm a large. Just send it. Do you guys, here's my thing. I'm not confused where I am. You should tell people I'm not confused where I am. I'm at a historic company. In 5 years, we've gone from 6,500 agents to 86,000 in 5 years. I'm at a historic company. They go, well, how about Rio? I said, cool. There's always people imitating us. How about LPT? There's going to be more. There's going to be more. There just is. There's going to be more people imitating us. The problem is during a down market, it's hard to get mojo. It's hard to get the momentum we got. We were very lucky to get this in a good market, right? If we just stay level during a down market and go from 86,000 to 92,000 this year, I will be pumped. Everybody's going to go, that's not big growth. I go, oh, in a down market, boom, shakalaka, boom. Every single company will go down in agent count. Every single one will. Already know it. It's weird how you can pull the national numbers. I got them. I did all this stuff, man. I got all this stuff. And I did charts. I showed them to Glenn in January. I said, Glenn, I showed him to Glenn. I said, Glenn, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. Here's how many agents we had in 2011. We had 1 million agents and 4.2 million units. Then in 2012, we went to 4.67 million units, and we still had 1 million agents. It was a good time to be an agent here as the units were going up. Guess what happened in 2022? We hit a record 1.58 million realtors. They didn't get the memo. They did not get the memo. Now we're on the other side of that, where the yellow's above, which means there's too many realtors for not enough units. Not too hard to figure out. This is an easy game. If there's not enough units for agents to sell, they go back. They're going to go away. By the way, this is my 4th chart I could make like this. I could do 4 of them. I just did the latest one. Okay? You want to be the realtor that makes it through this market. You want to tell everybody, man, I am pumped about this market. They go, why? Nobody's going to work. Nobody's going to want to work this hard. But I am. You want to work hard with me? Come on over to EXP. Come on. We'll partner up. I'll get you in this train. Let's go. I am going to make it through this. Whenever it comes out, that's the fun time. That was 2012 to 2021. That was the good time.
Hey, Gene, where do you get stats like that?
Do you guys have the internet? Do you guys use it? Do you guys use Google? Do you type in NAR stats?
Oh,
How about that? National Association of Realtors, unit stats. They'll give it to you per year. Agents per year. It was the easiest chart I could do. The thing is, being an ex-bean counter, nobody can mess with my numbers. See, when you know your numbers, I'll send this to Craig, but when you know your numbers, so you don't have to look it back up, you're an expert.
mm-hmm.
You're the expert. When you go on the listing, when you guys go on the listing and you show them a chart like this for your local market, they go, nobody else brought that in.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else is that brutally honest with me. You instantly go up. Stats. And I know most of you guys are going, stats. Why is he talking stats? I just want to know what's going on. I mean, if I don't know what's going on in my business, by the way, don't know crypto, don't ask me. Don't know blah, blah, blah. Yeah? Don't know the oil business. Don't know. I have people wanting me to invest in everything now that they know I got money. Bottom line is, I know real estate. I'm going to be an expert at this. You guys can call me anytime. People know that about me because I always know the stats. I'm looking at them. There's a reason to look up your stats in your local market. If you don't know your stats, by the way you combat a bad market, I say bad market, a down market, the mortgage people got to adjust. What are the mortgage people doing to adjust to this? Right? They will adjust. You can sell new homes and they'll pay 5 points to get that 7% down to whatever, right? Is that not correct? Anybody sell new homes on this call? I sell tons of new homes. When I sell new homes, I'd go sell them a new home instead of 7% on a pre-owned because that seller wasn't willing to pay points. Everybody's going to adjust to this market. It takes a while. It takes a while to adjust. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty fired up today because, man, you guys are the movers and shakers. You're the ones that are going to take our company to the next level. You have to get your people to build. You have to just I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. If you want to build rev share, if we're talking rev share, if you don't want to build rev share, don't go anywhere. Stay home, sell homes. I got news for you. I like rev share. You know what
Me
rev
too.
share is? You know what rev share is? Gary Keller's money, Dave Linegar's money, the head of Remax. Whoever runs Tate, Long and Foster, which is Berkshire Hathaway now, that's Warren Buffett's money. Rev share is our money. You guys know the stats, don't you? How much did we pay out last year? 202 million. Write it down. We paid $202 million in rev share. That would have gone to Gary Keller. That would have gone to Dave Linegar. That would have gone to the regional owners of Long and Foster. We got it. 202 million. Guess what? I would tell them, you know what it's going to be the next 4 years? By far, it's going to be $1 billion. Just $1 billion. Just $1 billion in 4 years. Anybody want that? Anybody in the room? Anybody? Hello, let's go get it. Let's go get our brethren to come over here. You got to make it a focus. You got to go out and just say, I'm going to do this. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be I really see how excited I am about a downturn. Mainly because people will talk to me now. Start
Yes,
at the top, work your way down. Start at the top. And then when one comes over, here's the key to it. James, when one comes over, I've got a guy that's hiring one today. He says, what do I do? I said, well, it's real easy. Ask her, who are the 10 people she'd love to be in business from her old company? Not that she's going to recruit them. You're going to call every single one of them for them and say, you know what? She loves you. She can't, but she wants me to talk to you and say, is there any way we could have coffee next week? So everybody you recruit, you got another 10 people to call. And I use 10 because people will give you 10. If you have a hustler like Kathy, you go for 25 or 50, right? No, seriously. If somebody says, I'm going to go recruit, I had one the other day, I'm going to get to 10,000. I got to 10,000 people in 5 years. Did you know that? In 5 years, I got to 10,000 people. On my 7 levels, I've been getting paid on. It only took me 5 years. Anybody want a 5-year plan? There you go. There you go. I got my chart. I got to get it better. So the first year I recruited 15 agents. That was 183 total in 7 levels, but 15 on my first level. The second year I recruited another 7. So now I'm at 22 on my first level. I got 1301. How does that happen? With a company that nobody knows. And then my third year, I don't think it was 3 years. I recruited another 8 people. So I'm up to 30 and I got 4,200. Did you think I knew I was at a special place when that happened? Do you think I knew that maybe I was changing people's lives? And then the 4,200 in 2 years went to 9,700.
Gene, did you just
Go.
say when you brought somebody over that you asked them for their 10 and then you make the calls on their behalf?
Yes. Yeah. Because they're going to be scared to.
Yeah.
They're going to be scared to, right? They're going to be, I don't want to recruit. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to, you go, well, is it okay if I call them? Oh, you do that? Sure. I'll call them. We'll set up appointments. They're underneath you. How do you think I got to so many people so quick? Her name is Elizabeth Riley. And Elizabeth, I recruited for her, by the way. I'm underneath her. I said, Elizabeth, you give me somebody, I'm recruiting them for you. Man, I wanted to build this thing together. And we built it fast. What I'm saying is you have to have a runner. And then as you're going through this, you want that one person that comes to you and goes, man, I like this. Is good. Boy, this is going good. Can I do what you're doing? You go, yeah. Recruit those people. And then you ask for their 10. You have to duplicate to do what I did. I didn't do that. By the end, in 5 years, I'd recruited 62 people on my first level. And I had almost 10,000. But by the way, the first 3 years, I mean, I can remember the first 3 years like yesterday. I've only been here 8 years. Have you guys been alive 8 years? Have you guys been around? I've been around 8 years. I remember meeting Craig and Shelley. I remember exactly the breakfast meeting I remember it like it was yesterday. It was 2017. I can remember it because I'm going, I'm in this. I'm in this. I don't remember what I said. I thought they were married. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? Everybody thinks they're married because, you know, it's like what the deal is. But you gotta get in it so much that you know you're changing the world. I know I'm changing agents' lives. If I can change agents' lives for the better, either in production, rev share, or stock, I help the community they're in. I help their families. I am touching so many people. It's just, it's really the old Zig Ziglar thing. You're going to be rewarded in direct proportion to how many people you can help. And I'm helping a lot of people. And everybody's like, we don't think you're worth that much money. And I said, well, I'm helping more people than you. I am not ashamed of it. Quite honestly, I don't understand why anybody would be jealous of what I'm making. Right? Does that make sense? Because I'm helping as many people as I can. I don't quite understand, but you will get if you hear people talk like that, run from them. Don't talk to, get them out of your world and stay with Craig and Shelley and the guys that, you know, that, you know, I don't know if I saw you guys in Orlando, but everybody I saw in Orlando, everybody said, gee, congratulations on the boat. Man, we are so happy for you. Everybody was like congratulatory. Nobody was like, hey, why'd you buy that sucker? Right? They weren't. They were just all positive because I'm around my peeps. Those are the people that go to the events. That's why, you know, you could just let them go. You know, Brent Gove came and he literally brought two guys with him, James, you know, James Stroop, and another gentleman. And he said, go find the naysayers. Go find the people that he couldn't find anybody. And that event was 500 people. You know, just let them go. Go here. Go talk to everybody. They'll run into you. How do you like it at EXP? Oh, I love it. Cool. Where are you at? Charlotte? Yeah. Where are you? Where are you? Talk real estate. How's it going? Cool. Good. I got these calls that I get on. I mean, my God, it pumps me up, gets me fired up, starts my week. It's what I look forward to every week. You know, you're very consistent on these things, right? And it takes discipline, which is a word that none of us like, but the discipline will give you freedom. By the way, I'm taking the month off of June. This is I'm announcing this because I did this a couple of years ago. I'm taking a sabbatical for a month because guess what? I have my family coming to see a small little boat. The Frederick family has finally figured out that the boat's in Puerto Rico. I have 17 family members coming next week, and then I have 12 the next week, and then and the whole month is full of Fredericks. And you know what's great is, you know what? That's freedom. That's freedom. You only have so much time in life, guys. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. So what RevShare gives you is freedom. We should be teaching all our kids to get some type of residual into their life, either by owning a business or getting into some type of thing like this. If we're not teaching our kids and our grandkids how to do that, it's not about making money. It's about freedom of time. By the way, I told Kathy Gordon, who runs my companies, I said, Kathy, I just told her the other day, taking a sabbatical. Don't book any of these. You know, you guys are lucky. You got in under the wire. I mean, I'm going sabbatical time. You know, I am, because I want to spend time with my family without that phone going. I can put it in my room and just put it away. Now, just so you know, if you have a really top producing broker, call me. No, I'm just kidding. I love this too much. If I can affect your lives, just guys, let me know. Any other questions for today? Man, look at all these people. Monty looks good. How's Austin doing? How's Austin doing? Man, I love Austin.
Austin is great as always. You should come back and visit.
I will. I'll probably come by in July. I'll be back in Texas in July.
The best time because people are off the roads and no school buses.
That's right. That's when the traffic's good. We know that in Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else for you guys today that I can help you with or get you fired up on?
Thank you, Jean.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys are, what a pleasure. Craig, anything you want me to?
No, I mean, you've given us a ton of nuggets. I mean, I know I'm fired up.
Good.
Let's hit the phones. Let's get back, make those follow-ups, go over your notes. I mean, key points. Really appreciate you coming on, taking the time, Gene.
Well, my pleasure, my guys. And I will, I'll send you a copy of that chart I've got. So maybe you don't have to learn. As you can tell, it was handwritten. Take care, guys. Be
Thank
good.
you.
Take care.
See ya.
You.
You don't know how to use Zoom.